Hey guys and gals, Xavier here for Hum of the Earth, signing in from just north of Iringa, where I had a really good time. Also just had a really good time in general in southern Tanzania. And I'm hoping that the good times will keep rolling. As we head into Central Tanzania. But this morning I looked at my maps application on my phone. I did a search for the hotel category between Iringa and Dodoma, and there was 0 results. Not that I think that there's going to be absolutely no accommodations anywhere, but if they're going to be in locations that are somewhat viable, that remains to be seen. So we'll see what happens regarding that. But for now, we can just enjoy the fact that it's somewhat sunny and that my love for Tanzania continues to burn strong. So we just came down in elevation quite a bit. So it's a lot hotter down here. Kind of a desert-like environment. And because I was high up, I could kind of tell that the environment, although it is visually striking, will most likely remain similar for a good while here. So, but I did see coming down some interesting people. So maybe we should focus our attention on the people in the area. So Hi. No Swahili.
Hello, how are you?
Good, dear. So the two gentlemen that we saw last that were selling sandals caught up with me because I had stopped to put on sunscreen, and they spoke a bit of English, so we were talking, and they were telling me that they were part of the Maasai tribe, which I've actually heard that name before. I believe it's one of the bigger tribes here in Tanzania, which, if I remember correctly, there are thousands of, or at least over 1,000, which is probably one of Tanzania's greatest successes. The fact that everybody gets along in relative unison. When you think that in some countries there can just be two groups with different views or beliefs, and that can be enough for a civil war. So considering that there's over 1,000 tribes and that there's no war that I know of in Tanzania is a pretty cool thing. So in the previous journey video, journey through southern Tanzania, I began the video with proclaiming that I'd be staying in quote unquote where the locals stay, etc. But I ended up finding really nice places that were well priced, which weren't really what I was expecting. I was pleasantly surprised. This is more the type of place I thought I would be staying at. Places where don't really have a toilet, this kind of hole here, and no shower, so cleaning yourself with a bucket and water. But the upside is that this place is super cheap. It is 7,000 Tanzanian shillings, which is actually a little bit less than $3 US, which is a pretty good value. Clean sheets, decent enough mattress, this little fan which spins pretty fast, and a mosquito net so you don't get malaria. pretty sweet. So this morning I had a really big breakfast. 2 huge pieces of beef. No. 2 big greasy pancake things that are common in Tanzania, and some tea. It's really good. So I went to pay, and I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I gave them 5,000, which was my guess of what the price would be. In Aringa it would have been probably close to 10,000. So I give them 5,000 and they give me back 2,500. So, which means that all of that food and tea was about $1. It's almost as if in this town everything is like half price relative to other rural areas in Tanzania. Almost as if maybe like the town is kind of isolated and they have a different perception of what shillings are worth, or maybe an outdated perception. Yeah, so that's here in Emterra, where we made it 122 kilometers yesterday. So yeah, 122 kilometers from Aringa. So now we are 135 from Dodoma, which is Tanzania's capital city. Push it real good. Who doesn't like a challenge?